Hi, everybody. It's Heather, the expat entrepreneur, and I'm here today with episode number 17 of the podcast, the Legit eBiz Show. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm doing it live here on YouTube for the first time instead of on Facebook. I'm going to switch everything over to this platform for some very good reasons that I will delve into another time. But today I have a super interesting topic to talk to you about, and it's something that anybody who's working online can benefit from. And this is how to increase your followers online, which increases your authority and gives you instant credibility. And when you might think to yourself, well, why do I need to have more followers, more likes and subscribes? And if you think of it like when you go to a restaurant and you come up against one restaurant and you think, oh, this one looks really good. I think that I'd love to have this type of cuisine tonight. And you glance inside and there's nobody in there. You think, you'd wonder why, right? Is the food not good? Is the chef away sick today? What's going on in this place? Well, why is nobody here? And then you glance outside and you think, well, there's like 10 more restaurants right down the way. I'm just going to carry on and keep going and find one that looks a little bit more appealing. And it's exactly the same thing with your business and with your social media. And when people come up to whichever platform, whichever social we're talking about, your channel, if you don't have a lot of social proof on there, they're going to keep on going. And that means that all the effort, all the expense, all the things that you've done to get the people there in the first place are for nothing or nearly nothing because they didn't stick around and hang out for whatever it is you're trying to deliver to them on this platform. So it's vitally important, you guys. We've really got to make an effort to get those likes, subscribes, follows, all of that. Up in every platform. And incidentally, just before I start down the list of the 7 different platforms I'm going to cover today, I want to say that as far as your individual leads go, you want to try and kind of, follow them around on every single platform that they're on. Be on as many as you can be, and try to have that connection with the same person on multiple places, including your email list. Why? Why do we need to worry about that? Well, the reason why is because, first of all, your email list is vitally important. I'm sure you've heard this before, because you own it and it's free and it's something that only you control. So you can never have that shut down on you and be lost and lose out on all those people that you've worked all this time to get into your audience, into your sphere. So email is vitally important and people still open them. So it's a really good way to go. But with other social media platforms, the reason why we want multiple ones is diversification. It's kind of like investments. You want to make sure that you don't have everything in one in case you run into problems, in case you get shut down, in case Facebook decides one day, we don't like you anymore, we don't want you on here. Or it happens by accident, because these things do happen. They really do. And it's so much better for you to have these multiple touch points with each individual person, as many as you can. And just a further note on like content creation and that kind of thing, because you might think, holy smokes, Heather, now I'm having hard enough time as it is to keep it steady, consistent with my content that I'm putting on my feeds every day or a couple of times a week. Now you want me to add more channels in there. It's going to be not as difficult as you think, because probably one of the things that you may have been hearing people talk about a lot lately, it's a real popular topic, is repurposing your content. And this can be a great way to spare your time and to still serve people on multiple places, because the same person who you might find on Facebook, they might not be on all these platforms as well. That's another thing to consider. Somebody who listens to podcasts is not likely to be a person who reads blogs. So if you're on both of those places, it can be really, really beneficial. And when you look at something like repurposing content, you could do something like shooting one video. And that video then gets transcribed into blog posts or snippets and quotes that you say that you can put onto, nice cards on Facebook and create a nice thing on Canva so that people can see these great quotes quickly. You can spin it off into different places, and you can hire a VA to do a whole bunch of this stuff for you once you figure out what your groove is and what you want to do. But it's a great way to actually expand your reach, right? And get into more places and be able to reach out to your leads in multiple multiple platforms. So those are reasons why you want to do this. As far as how we're actually going to get it done and accomplish it, let me get started and start talking to you with the first one, Facebook. A couple of ways, and I'm going to go through about 3 tips per platform just to give you some great ideas that you can hopefully go away with and implement immediately, by the way. Ways that you can increase your likes and your followers on Facebook. One awesome idea is to add a button, an exit pop on your website or on your blog page or whatever page you send people to. Add one of those exit pops on there that says encourages people to go ahead and like your Facebook page. It can be a link that takes them straight there, or in some cases with get a little bit more sophisticated, you can actually just click that button and it will happen automatically. But you need some programming behind the scenes to make that happen. But it's a really great way that's easy for people. It's an easy action for them to take to just click that and give you that like, and it can really dramatically increase your how many people are liking and subscribing on a regular basis, liking and following, I guess it is. The other thing you can do is use that notification feature that we have whenever somebody's engaging on your page. And by the way, I'm talking about business pages, right? Business pages and sometimes Facebook groups too. Most of these things you're not able to do in your personal page. And Facebook does that on purpose because they want you doing business on the business side of the platform where they're going to charge you for advertising and that kind of thing. So when you get a notification in your feed that says, oh, so-and-so invited you to like this page, the reason why that happens is because you engaged with them somehow, and they then went and found the spot in there where it shows you what your activity is or where you engaged. And when you pull that up and that you pull up all the people who liked a video, for example, you then have the option to say, send invite to like. This page, and if you do that, that's when those notifications will come through, and they go right to your notification, by the way. And it's pretty consistent because sometimes it's hit or miss, but with this one it happens pretty regularly, so you'll definitely see an increase when you go that route. I keep looking up to the side here because I've got my notes. I don't want to miss a thing for you today. So the other thing you can do that's a great idea is you can create ahead of time a message that will come up automatically in the messenger feed. When somebody wants to click to communicate with you, it'll open up. And if you automatically populate this with a message to start out with, first of all, it's a much better experience for your customer, your client, your person, but it's also a way for you to remind them, by the way, did you take a minute to like our page? And then let us know how we can help you today. And so oftentimes, just reminding people, could you please give us a like, is like, oh yeah, for sure. And even people in the business, it's like, yeah, I forgot to click the button. Happens to me all the time too. So reminding people to do that is a huge, huge thing. And you will definitely notice an increase in all the way around in your fans. Let's go on to TikTok. And TikTok is a fun one. And there's a couple of cool things you can do there. The first thing is that you've got to focus on the quantity of videos that you produce in a day as opposed to the quality. And I'm not saying that you should produce crap by any stretch. Still produce good videos, but you're better off to have 3 good videos than 1 great one. So volume matters in this scenario, and it's just a matter of being in front of people more often. In the law of averages, right? You're going to get more likes if you've got more stuff out there, more going on. And TikTok loves copycats. So they really do. And if you want to take a video, for example, that's gone viral and recreate it with your own spin, your own twist on it, this is a great thing to do. And make sure that you add in the popular sounds that are going on, that are trending, because that will help as well a lot. And the other thing is, yeah, you got to make sure you have a plan to monetize before you get going, before you create that video. And that doesn't mean a creator fund or sponsorships. That's not a plan for monetizing. A plan to monetize is having in mind ahead of time, what is your call to action going to be at the end of this video? What are you going to try and get people to do? And what are they going to do when they get there? Like, what are you offering, right? If your call to action is to go click on this link to get my free lead magnet, what is that lead magnet? And what is the point of that? Like, you've got to work it all back from the end result, begin with the end in mind is always, as I say, and then create your stuff from there. So those are a couple of great tips for TikTok likes that you can get yourself. Now I want to talk about Pinterest. getting more Pinterest followers. And this is a fun one, because it's a fun platform, and people hang out there like I think the duration of time that they spend on that platform compared to like Facebook is longer, and especially when you're looking at one person's boards as opposed to somebody's pages. One of the first and strongest ways that you can get more likes and followers on Pinterest is by creating your own pins and not just re-pinning somebody else's stuff. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One of them is because you will end up getting, people will see you or your logo or your company or whatever it is that you've got as your branding more often. Of course, that's always good, but it's also that people will eventually end up on your boards and they'll hang out for a little while. It's just the way it goes. They scroll and look. It's sort of like when you land on somebody's Instagram page, right? And if you've got stuff that you're creating yourself, it's individual, it's unique, and it's not things that they're seeing elsewhere. So that is a huge plus for anybody wanting to get more followers on Pinterest. Definitely utilize the number two tip for this one is definitely utilize those hashtags and make sure that your pins are being placed in front of your ideal audience on a regular basis, because the stuff you're creating is for them. So they're going to be far more likely just to like it, just for that reason alone. So by making sure that you're adding in those hashtags and getting it delivered in front of the people that it's meant for, you're going to definitely get an improvement and increase there. And the other thing is to use video. I mean, it's everywhere now, right? It's so popular, and whether it's TikTok or Insta or Facebook or Pinterest. And the great thing about video on Pinterest is they're short. And I mean, on Facebook, you're scrolling, you see the cute cat video, you check the time, it's 2.5 minutes. Well, okay, I got 2.5 minutes. I need a little break anyway, so you watch it or whatever. It's not the same with as you get more and more content going and you get through your day. It's like, I don't have 2.5 minutes. But when you're on Pinterest, yeah, okay, I've got 10 seconds that I'll watch this video. So people tend to watch the videos on that platform far more often. And maybe that's part of the reason why TikTok is so popular and does so well. I don't know, it's just a guess. But yeah, it's a great way to get, again, more people on your boards. And then what they're going to do, they're going to go in, they're going to start watching other videos that you've done too. And if you've got your call to action in there or a link in the back end and that kind of thing, you're really going to make a big difference in your overall SEO, big time. So keep that all in mind. And I'm just going to change my view on my screen here so that I can get to my next one, Instagram. To get more Instagram followers, one of the biggest things is to make sure that you keep your bio optimized and keep that link current. Because how many times do you change something, or you've got a promotion and it ends and then you're on to the next one, but you forgot to change the link for that one, and somebody shows up and it's completely incongruent. They don't know what's going on. It's not what you were talking about or what they saw that led them there. And they bounce because this is just not on. It's not flowing. So it's really important. And maybe a good idea is to have a checklist. In fact, where do you have links to your current promotions that you're running? And because a great system that I heard from one of my mentors is when you're doing a promotion or a launch or a new product or a talk you're doing, or you're on as a speaker and doing a live event or whatever it is that you're talking about, promote that on every channel you've got when you're doing a promotion on something. And then it's plastered, and anybody who follows you or sees you, they just keep seeing the same message repeatedly. And this is so powerful. It's so great. So always make sure that the bio on the back end is up to date and current. Because I don't know about you, but I also change mine too. And if I'm on Clubhouse, for example, I change my bio on my Insta because it's going to be totally to do with whatever I'm talking about on Clubhouse, which is not probably what I would normally want to have on there just for all the other times that I'm not. So, and keeping, like I say, that link current is really important. A really good tip for Instagram too is find your best promoting post and promote it, or your best most popular post, and promote it for $1. It sounds like all that it works, you guys. It is so, so powerful. Just $1, just promote it for that, and you'll be amazed at how well it does. And I mean, people are liking on Instagram really, really easy, right? Like getting followers there is not difficult, or not nearly as difficult. Some other ones can be harder. But the other thing I would say is, when you're creating those pins or those posts for your Insta, make sure that you're also utilizing those same hashtags, right, in the back end. And if you can be specific on Instagram, especially to an industry, to an event, or to a location, that's going to be super powerful, because people are going on that platform and looking for those type of specifics in what they're coming up with. It's not just all global. People are drilling down to local and events in that space. So it's a powerful way to get more of those thumbs up, more followers. LinkedIn, I want to talk about quickly. LinkedIn, it's all about connections. That's what they're calling it on LinkedIn. And what you want to do is search for your ideal audience and find those people and send them a quick request to connect. But don't just send the request like a friend request on Facebook. Send the request to connect with a personalized message. That will drastically increase the people who accept and connect back with you. That personalized message, and it's so quick to do on LinkedIn, because it's just part of it. It even actually asks you and prompts you, send a personalized message along with this. And it's one of those things that might seem like a little bit of a no-brainer, but it makes so many people are not doing it. Like some of these tips are yeah, I've heard that before, but maybe you're not doing it, and it can make all the difference in the world, because most of them are so quick and easy to do. So on LinkedIn again as well, you want to explore the groups that are in your space and go into those audiences and engage with those people. It's kind of like a page out of the book from Facebook back in the day, when we used to say that about going into the Facebook groups and interact and just be like you're one of them. And it's a similar vibe in the LinkedIn groups there too. But I think that it's more powerful, because people are very, very different who are on that platform, aren't they? They're a lot less social media-esque, and they're more professional. They're more there for a purpose. And it just seems to be what you put out in the LinkedIn community seems to be received on a much broader level. And people are, maybe it's because of that professional attitude that so many people have there, because so many of them are management and just professionals in their work, in their day, and what they're doing. So it makes a difference. Yeah, so definitely give that a try. The other one is use the people you may know feature that comes up with once you are connected to people. There's a feature that automatically comes up at the bottom that says, and it's to do with the people that they're connected with. And this is a really good and quick way to increase your connection base fast, without having to spend a lot of time searching in groups or searching particular types, companies, or categories, or industries, or the ways that you would normally typically go about finding individual people that you think are going to be in your space or going to be your audience. This is a really good way to speed that up a bit. So next, I'm going to talk about Clubhouse. For Clubhouse, the best way that you can increase your followers on that platform is to host rooms, and to be the host, and to be one of the people up on stage actually talking. And what you do is usually about every 15 minutes, you do the reset of the room, and you remind everybody, what the topic is about and what you're here to discuss today, and who the people on the stage are, and would you please follow the people, and if you like what you're hearing, or you like this type of a topic, follow these people. And part of that is I'm going to say, you want to also say it in your bio, follow me if you want to see more topics in your more rooms on this topic, whatever it might be. If you're on there talking about playing guitar, and you say in your bio, follow me if you want to see more rooms, more on people on music and musicians and playing guitar, because your whole hallway is created based on the people you follow and what their interests are. that's how that platform works. So you can use that to your advantage by letting people know if they follow you, they're going to see more of this, of whatever your main thing is, or your main couple of things. So those are two things right there. And the other thing is you want to go into Clubhouse as well and go into other rooms where you're not the speaker or moderator, and raise your hand every time they ask. If anybody would like to raise their hand and come up and ask a question, do it, because that you'll see that the follows that you get after that are multiple, like people, boom, boom, boom. Everybody will be checking out your bio. Okay, everybody's an exaggeration, but loads of people in that room will be checking out your bio. As soon as somebody new comes on stage, that's what everybody does. And if you're lucky that you can stay on stage, a lot of times you don't get kicked off either. You can just stay the whole time. Or if you happen to be up there when they're talking about the refresh and saying, now, if you like what you're hearing up here and you want to follow the speakers, please do. And you get tons of follows that way. So that's a really quick way to increase it quickly on Clubhouse. Now, the last one I want to talk about is YouTube. Here I am. Hello, YouTube. And next time I do a video here, I'm going to have some of these things implemented because I think they're fabulous ideas. And one thing, the best thing you can do is in every single video you do, ask people to like the video and subscribe to your channel. And I'm going to do that right now. And I'm going to ask you, would you please give this video a like and go ahead and subscribe to the channel? And one really fun way to do that is by asking people, could you please change that gray thumbs up to a blue thumbs up by smashing it and giving us a like? And it's fun when you can make it something people can visualize like that, because it just makes it more fun and people are more inclined to do it. There's a neat thing that you can do, that you can create a watermark on top of your video that will stay there the whole entire time. You can do it for branding, but you can also do it for messaging, and you could have a message on there that says subscribe now, for example. So every time somebody's looking at the screen and seeing everything, they see that button. And you can even actually animate that button, as a matter of fact, too. And make this the first, oh yeah, that's the next one. There's a program that I'll put a link to in the bottom underneath this video so that you can click on it and go to it, that will give you a whole bunch of free features, but also there's some paid features too. And some of the things that they do is they'll enable you to put a button on there and you could say subscribe or click. And then as soon as you mouse over it, it changes and it animates into a full message and you subscribe now or something like that. And something like that is a great idea because it's movement and action and people love that. And it's great that you can change it and have this constant reminder as well on the screen to people. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe. The other thing is something people forget to do all the time. And I totally forgot to do it when I set up this video. In your description, the first line of your description. Well, it's dicey because first line is really heavy SEO. It's territory that you want to make sure but in at least the second line, like close to the top, you want to say, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. And just reminding people once again to go ahead and do that is such a huge, huge thing because people forget. Even if when you're, like I say, even when you're in the business or you're trying to do it for yourself, it's so easy to forget that. Now, I just want to give a couple of generic bonus tips overall. One great idea is that you, every now and then, like maybe every couple of months, you promote one of your channels on all of your other channels. So maybe if that was me today, maybe I would promote my YouTube channel on my Facebook business page, on Clubhouse, on a pin, maybe I make a pin, and on Instagram. And all of those channels are going to be promoting this channel on YouTube, the Legit eBiz channel. And this is a great, and then the next couple of months go by and you do it again. And now I'm going to promote my Pinterest channel on all the other channels. And it really gives you a great chance to change up some content, but also remind people and show your people all the other places that they can find you. Email your list with links and ask them to like your channels. This is another great thing you can do. And the more often you can have a link in the emails that you're sending out to people, the better. Because these days the bounce rates and unopen rates on emails are so high. A lot of times the emails you might be sending from CRMs from email management clients aren't even getting delivered to the inboxes. So if you're wondering why, maybe that's gone down a little bit, you need to look at that side of things too, which is a whole other conversation. But one of the things you can do is get them to interact, get them to click on a link in your email, and that sends a signal to the email client that these people are communicating, and this is not spam, basically, is what it boils down to. Use hashtags whenever you can, everywhere, of course, always. I'm assuming that by this point you've already done your keyword research and you know what your search terms are and your long tails, and you're throwing those in everything you create and do. If you're not, why are you doing this? Really? Because you're losing 3/4, if not more, of the benefit of social media if you're not using hashtags. Yeah. So, and tag and engage with influencers as often as you can. And when I say tag, remember that, right? Remember, if you're going to try and, if you're going to mention somebody or do a shout out or whatever, tag them in that. Don't just mention them sometimes you can even go onto other people's feeds and post there or share something there. These things can be super powerful because you're tapping into their extended audience, which can be just a massive catalyst for growth in your channels as well. Post what people like. I mean, I know you hear it all the time, right? But it's so true. Sometimes we get caught up and we think, oh, but I've got to deliver this message and I've got to be on topic with this and people need to know about that. Give them what they like, give them what they want, you guys, because that's going to be so much easier. Use contests and giveaways as often as you can as well. If you got a little something, or just do a $25 Amazon gift card. It doesn't have to be crazy or complicated. Just have a contest or a giveaway, something fun that people can engage and do, and you'll draw people in. You really will with that. And the last one is to use video as often as you possibly can, because it's so engaging and so much easier for people to just take a quick glance instead of having the arduous task of reading. So as often as you can, or whichever platforms, or like, for example, we talked about Pinterest earlier, which is typically a static image for the most part, or maybe a little bit of movement, but not a video. If you can do a video on there, it stands out so much because not very many other people are doing it. So people are like, what's this? Things like that. That'll be great. So hopefully you got some great ideas here. I covered a ton of information. I am going to put that link in the bottom here for you so that you can go ahead and check out this really cool software program to let you spice up your YouTube videos. And one other thing I want to mention to you as well, if you happen to be watching this around August of 2021, when are we here? There is an amazing challenge that is about to happen that is all about increasing your followers on Facebook specifically, and how to monetize, what to do with them once you get them, and how to monetize those people. And is being put on by none other than Kim Walsh-Phillips, who is the #1 direct response social media marketer in the world, bar none. So we all stand to learn a lot. I've been through this challenge before, and I got over 6,000 likes in just under about 3 weeks. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive, right? That's pretty worth your while. And it's not just about that. She covers the gamut on social media and talks about a lot of stuff. So I highly, highly recommend it, you guys. I'll put the link for that as well below. And if you happen to catch this in the right time, go ahead and click on that. So in the meantime, please make sure that you did give me a thumbs up for the video and subscribe to this channel. There's going to be a ton more amazing information coming soon. And yeah, it's going to help you and your business grow, thrive, and prosper. So on that note, I will say thank you for tuning in today, and wish you a very good day. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.